Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. And welcome. This must be my third or fourth video of the day, but who cares? Now, I didn't know about this because Grace Randolph blocked me, as I've told you a billion times before, and that's totally fine. It's one of her so-called scoops. I found this out from watching Chris Wong Spencer's video, Ping Pong Flicks, on YouTube, and he read out her tweets. So apparently Chris is saying, well, this is true. This is what Grace has said, that Warner Brothers and J.J. Abrams are in negotiations for J.J. Abrams to write and direct the next Superman movie. And to make sure that he does this, they're willing to give him anything he wants. It could be part of the DCEU, it could be the Man of Steel sequel, or it could be an Elseworld movie. At this point, I don't care if it's connected or not. I just want to see a Superman movie. Superman should be the biggest part of any DC franchise, and it's absolute criminal that we haven't had that happen yet. Now, how long have we been desperate for a Man of Steel sequel? Yes, Batman v Superman is that sequel, but what happens after that? Superman goes on. Superman always goes on. Of course, there's many question marks. Is Grace Randolph just triggering us? Is Grace Randolph telling the truth? Is Grace Randolph just creating more clickbait? She's made a lot of enemies already. She tried to integrate the far right onto her channel. People who hated The Last Jedi, people who don't like virtue signaling in their films and TV. But she's a virtue signaler herself, and in the end, she was going to trigger these people, and she's multiply blocking these people now. It's freaking hilarious. She's not as clever as she thinks. But anyway, let's look at what she says, because she does have inside information, or so she claims. She's told us Wonder Woman 1984 will have a Flashpoint scenario. I'm not going to tell you if that's true or not, and I know, but I'm not going to tell you that. I can't tell you that. And she's made a lot of kind of claims about Birds of Prey, the emancipation of one Harley Quinn. And the stuff she said doesn't bother me at all. It just sounds like a random, unique, out there, fast-paced movie. So I'm not triggered what she said about that. I think she's probably telling the truth about that. So now she's saying that Warner Brothers are negotiating with J.J. Abrams to write and direct a Superman movie. But get this is the funny thing she puts afterwards. Just in case we start getting excited, she goes, they never learn from their mistakes, WB, do they? Of course, to wind up all the fandom who doesn't like WB for what they did to Zack Snyder and the Justice League movie. But for me, hearing the words Warner Brothers negotiating J.J. Abrams' Superman film is freaking awesome. So let's hope this happens. What is my ideal scenario? Look, of course, a Man of Steel sequel. That's what we want. We want those threads continued from the first movie. Of course we do. There's things and there's threads from the first movie that weren't touched on in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. So we want to see those kind of threads continue within a proper standalone Man of Steel sequel. If not, because if it's not a Man of Steel sequel, then you've got to start to think, are you going to get a new actor? And there is this kind of fear, isn't there, among fans, that they will get someone totally different. This is what I think is going to happen. He's already working with Chris Terrio. I think him and Chris Terrio will co-write a Man of Steel sequel. That's what I think. I think he's proved by working with Chris Terrio with The Rise of Skywalker that he's a fan. He's a fan of what Snyder did. And I think he won't. I don't think there's a scenario where Snyder will come in. I think there's a scenario where Snyder may get a kind of black label DC movie thanks to JJ, or something Elseworld, or something totally out there. I don't think he'll be able to work within the mainstream universe because of the divisive nature of the man, trying to get my words out. But if you know what I mean, and I think we're at a stage now where things are settling down a bit. I don't think that's what the franchise needs. I love Zack. I want to see the Snyder Cut. I want to see JJ do this Man of Steel sequel. I think that's what we're going to get, and I think he'll do it with Chris Terrio. So that's very exciting. Now, of course, everyone's saying JJ is going to get this Superman movie. So Grace isn't really breaking the fourth wall here. What she said that nobody else has said is that Warner Brothers are willing to let him do what he wants. But that's what we want. We want creative freedom for these creatives. So That's not a bad thing. So I don't really know what her problem is. I don't think she has a problem. I think she's a shit stirrer, and I think that's the problem with her. But she is handy. The problem is when you're blocked by her. And I mean, I remember why she blocked me. I kept on quote tweeting her, respectfully disagreeing with her, and she blocked me. She's that kind of person. I think she's a scam artist. I think she hasn't got it. She hasn't got all the sandwiches at the picnic. Let's put it that way. So basically, I'm glad she blocked me, but I'm disappointed because she does come out with some perlers. But when someone like that posts, although don't tell her I'm following her on Facebook. That's the point. I could have checked all this out for myself on Facebook. Never mind. I'll do that next time. So the bullet points are here that Grace Randolph believes her source has told her this is definite that J.J. Abrams and Warner Brothers are talking about J.J. writing and directing a brand new Superman movie. This is an announcement I expect later on this year. Because I look at it and I think, are they going to announce this now with JJ still working on The Rise of Skywalker now? No. But then again, JJ may want the announcement now. What would push box office ticket sales higher is to find out he's working for a movie that involves the greatest superhero fictional character of all time. The interest level will get DC fans to go and watch Star Wars. And Star Wars needs all the help it can get. After Solo, after The Last Jedi. So I'm very interested to see when they announce this. I think it'll be later on this year, at the end of the year. I mean, we're nearly at the end of the year anyway. But I'll be very, very interested to see what happens here. Please comment down below. Do you believe Grace Randolph? Do you trust Grace Randolph? Do you think this is happening? Are you excited if this is happening? I certainly am.